In an era marked by volatile geopolitics and accelerating technological rivalry, China's People's Liberation Army (PLA) is pushing the boundaries of modern air defense with the widespread deployment of its most advanced long-range surface-to-air missile system, the HQ-9B. Designed and developed by the China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation (CASIC), the HQ-9B represents the apex of Chinese efforts to build a fully indigenous, layered and integrated air defense network capable of safeguarding its vast airspace and projecting deterrence beyond its borders. As the upgraded variant of the HQ-9 series, the B model introduces a raft of significant improvements in range, radar sensitivity, target engagement capacity, and electronic counter-countermeasures (ECCM). Its expanding deployment underscores China's strategic ambition to counter what it perceives as encirclement by Western military alliances and establish a credible anti-access/area denial (A2/AD) umbrella around its territorial and maritime interests. The HQ-9B is the latest product of China's decades-long drive to develop a domestic air defense system on par with, or even exceeding, legacy systems like the US MM-104 Patriot and the Russian S-300/S-400 families. Originally inspired by these systems during the 1990s, the HQ-9 has evolved through several iterations. The latest B variant is a culmination of this progression, with an estimated maximum range of 300 kilometers against conventional airborne targets and the ability to intercept short and medium-range ballistic missiles in their terminal phase. It is equipped with a phased-array radar capable of tracking more than 100 targets simultaneously and can engage 6 to 8 of them concurrently. The HQ-9B also integrates an advanced command and control system that enables real-time coordination with China's broader Integrated Air and Missile Defense (IAMD) network, which includes airborne early warning aircraft, satellite assets, long-range over-the-horizon radars, and electronic warfare units. China's public unveiling of the HQ-9B's capabilities is more than mere military showmanship. It is part of a broader messaging campaign to signal Beijing's growing technological self-sufficiency and its readiness to defend national sovereignty in contested regions. Recent PLA drills involving the HQ-9B were conducted under realistic combat conditions in extreme environments, including high-altitude deployments near the Tibetan Plateau and simulated island defense scenarios in the South China Sea. In one widely reported exercise, HQ-9B units successfully tracked and intercepted a series of supersonic aerial targets flying at different altitudes and directions. These mock scenarios included low-flying terrain-hugging cruise missiles and fast-flying stealth aircraft emulating US F-22 and F-35 fighters. The results, according to Chinese military sources, showed a nearly 90% kill probability under simulated wartime conditions. The deployment geography of the HQ-9B is as strategic as its capabilities. Along China's eastern coast, HQ-9B batteries have been placed in locations such as Zhejiang and Fujian, facing the Taiwan Strait, a potential flashpoint where air superiority would be critical in any future cross-strait conflict. In the high-altitude border zones of Tibet and Xinjiang, the system provides Beijing with crucial early warning and defensive capacity against Indian aerial incursions along the line of actual control, LAC. Meanwhile, in the South China Sea, China has installed HQ-9B units on militarized reefs and islands including Woody Island and Fiery Cross Reef. This creates overlapping air defense zones that could allow China to monitor and potentially contest all air traffic over large swaths of the maritime region, challenging U.S. and allied freedom of navigation operations (FONOPs). These deployments have not gone unnoticed. The United States has called out China's militarization of artificial islands and warned that the placement of sophisticated air defense systems like the HQ-9B could dangerously escalate tensions. Analysts at the U.S. Department of Defense view the HQ-9B as a core component of China's growing A2/AD architecture, aimed at complicating any military response by the U.S. or its allies in the event of a regional crisis. American carrier groups operating in the Western Pacific now routinely factor HQ-9B threat zones into their strategic planning, particularly as Chinese air defense coverage increasingly overlaps with key choke points such as the Bashi Channel, the Luzon Strait, and the waters surrounding Taiwan. India, too, has voiced strong concern over China's installation of HQ-9B systems near Ladakh and Arunachal Pradesh, two historically contested regions that have seen increased military buildup following the deadly Galwan Valley clashes in 2020. The HQ-9B's ability to engage high-performance Indian jets like the Su-30 MKI, Tejas, and Rafale poses a strategic dilemma for the Indian Air Force (IAF), which must now consider the threat of long-range SAM engagement even during routine patrols. In response, India has expedited the deployment of its Russian-supplied S-400 systems and domestic Akash-NG systems along the LAC, contributing to an escalating air defense arms race in the region. Beyond operational deployment, China's ambitions with the HQ-9B extend into the global arms market. Beijing has increasingly used military technology transfers as tools of soft power and influence, offering weapons systems like the HQ-9 family to strategic partners who cannot afford or access Western alternatives due to cost or political restrictions. Pakistan is already a known operator of earlier HQ-9 variants and is believed to be negotiating for the HQ-9B to strengthen its layered defense posture against India. In North Africa, Algeria, already a major buyer of Chinese arms, has reportedly shown interest, and Turkmenistan, a longtime client of Chinese military hardware, is also speculated to be in talks. These exports not only increase China's global influence but also provide real-world feedback to refine future versions of the HQ-9. Technically, the HQ-9B is also a testbed for future advancements in China's missile defense aspirations. Speculation persists around a possible HQ-9C variant or an entirely new family of hypersonic interceptors that may form the basis of China's response to U.S. Prompt Global Strike (PGS) capabilities. Moreover, integration between the HQ-9B and unmanned aerial systems (UAS), such as the GJ-2 and WZ-7, is expected to evolve into a next-generation kill web concept where drones act as forward scouts, feeding targeting data to ground-based missile batteries in real time. Despite its formidable specs and wide-ranging deployment, the HQ-9B's limitations must be acknowledged. Some analysts argue that the system may struggle against sophisticated electronic countermeasures (ECM) deployed by advanced adversaries like the US and Israel. Others question the level of training and battle readiness of PLA-SAM operators, citing China's lack of real-world combat experience. Furthermore, the static nature of most HQ-9B launchers makes them vulnerable to preemptive strikes unless adequately protected by mobile decoys, hardened bunkers, and constant relocation. Nevertheless, the HQ-9B reflects the broader evolution of China's defense doctrine from reactive homeland protection to proactive denial of adversary airspace access. It is a cornerstone of Beijing's strategy to protect key national assets such as the Belt and Road Initiative (BRI), infrastructure, energy corridors, and cyber and communications nodes. Whether stationed on a dusty plateau in Tibet or a coral reef-turned military base in the South China Sea, the HQ-9B stands as a sentry of China's resolve. A weapon system not merely of steel and circuitry, but of geopolitical will. As the world inches closer to a new era of contested skies and great power competition, the HQ-9B's presence will be increasingly central to any discussion of regional security, deterrent stability, and future conflict scenarios. For now, the system remains silent, its radar arrays scanning the horizon, its interceptors waiting in armored tubes, a quiet but unmistakable signal to all who watch. China's skies are defended and its reach is growing.